And on this show, we highlight the ingenuity of Liberians in and out of Liberia by sharing their successes, entrepreneur endeavors, and much more with the intent to inspire upcoming changemakers. The 1847 show also promotes the Liberian culture by creating a space for individuals to learn the history of our nation to find solutions to problems that affect our country today. For this and much more, stay tuned for all things Liberian. We'll be right back after this short break.
Lucky ball.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of Liberia and to the republic for which it stands. One nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I don't know. Listen. Mama Liberia, you will rise again. And more your friend and you will shine again. Yeah. Nobody will look down on you again. I prophesy to you, you will regain your dignity again. All hill, Liberia hill. Red, white, and blue is where I represent for sure. This rural land of liberty shall long be for all of us. And I'm talking about one person, girl, all of us. History said you been the cornerstone of Africa. You been a safe place when the free slave came back to Africa. That green pepper ghost. Hey, Mama Liberia, I can't wait to see you taking over Africa. We ain't got the power to do it, man, you are lifted. See your children there, look at how they gifted. You gave birth to the first African war best, the first female president. Plus so French. We get lawyer, doctor, we get engineer. In our school we get qualified teacher, teaching there 24 hours safe drinking water, we get current.
You are watching the 1847 show. The 1847 show celebrates you, me, and all things Liberian. Follow the 1847 show on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. The 1847 show, all things Liberian.
Hello, I'm Miss Edna, Brain Ambassador, Peace TV. Are you in search of an online TV to screen your programs live? Or are you worried about your friends and loved ones not being able to see or witness your program? No worries, because Peace TV got you covered. We at Peace TV help your loved ones and friends to see features of your programs on all social media platforms. Our services are of good qualities and very affordable. We render the following services: still pictures, video promotion, talk show hosting, live wedding coverage, funeral services, and so much more. So what are you waiting for? Book us today and have a memorable experience, because at Peace TV, we are the beacon to the public.
Welcome back. You're watching the 1847 show, and this is season 1, episode 1, which is part of a series called Social Entrepreneurs. This series highlights the efforts of changemakers who have found innovative solutions to solving social problems that affect our nation. And during this interview today, you're going to find out how our guest has done just that. Our guest today is Grace Seigbeh, who is the founder of Girls of Destiny Purity Organization and CEO of Genezu Snacks. Mrs. Seigbeh is best known for her daring efforts to help promote sexual purity amongst young Liberian girls. But before we start talking all things Liberian, Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and comment on the stream to stay engaged. And now we're going to introduce our guest, Mrs. Seigbeh. Hey, how are you?
Hi, friends. Hello. Nice being
So,
here. I hope I'm
yes,
clear enough.
uh, just adjust the camera to a little bit to your right, I think. Yes,
Okay.
that's perfect.
Is it? Okay.
That's perfect.
No.
So, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm fine. So, first question for you. You're the show's first guest. What does that mean to you? And what are some advice you have for us?
Okay. Thank you for having me. I feel honored and being the first guest. It's it gives me some level of pride, some level of relevance. Yeah, and thank you so much. Thank you for having me on your prestigious show. I look forward to having a great time being here discussing about my work and just sharing all things Liberia.
Nice, nice. I like that. All things Liberia. You already get the gist. That's awesome. So, what was your experience planning to get married at such a young age? What was that like? You just got married about a week ago. What was the experience like?
Wow. I had both good and bad. Uh, it was I usually say it got so tense, and initially people would say you're too young to get married, and I had the saying about being too young, and I had another group of people saying we support this journey, and everyone was just saying like I had too many interference, and most importantly, it's more about what you want to do, how your life is being planned. Because as a young person, yeah, my life has always been settled and planned on where I want to see myself in years to come, where I want to go, what I want to achieve. And part of some of the things that was planned for me to achieve in 2022 was marriage, right? And my marriage isn't something that just came from the blue sky. It was something that my husband and myself, back then, I've seen in partners, we play like since 2017, we decided we're getting married 2022. So the process was just like, okay, achieving something you have planned, like a goal you have set, and you must achieve that goal. But you make your plans and you know what you want to achieve. So once people are outside not knowing who you are and they kind of mindset you have, they just see you like, oh, because you have a small body or you have a small age, you're too small to do this thing. Like you're rushing to doing something. But this is what we wanted, and this is something that was planned before. So the entire wedding process, I had negative comments, but God, we had support, we had people that show up, God Himself show up. The devil fought. It was intense, sickness, accidents, and a whole lot of things happen. As when you are doing something for God and you are challenging the enemy that this is what I want to do, because my husband and myself we got married virgins and it was
Mhm.
intentional. So we were like we use our story for God's glory and to encourage other young people in this age and time that you can do this thing. Sexual purity is possible, like we our wedding team. So it was intense, but it was worth it. And yes, I'm married.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome. So, in my introduction for you, I said that what you have decided to do is very daring, right? It goes against a lot of societal norms. So, what was really the reason, and was it worth it for you going on such a journey and doing something so daring that everyone, it seems like, is going to be against? Was it worth it for you now that you have accomplished such a long-term goal?
Worth it is an understatement. It was so much worth it because looking back, coming to become one with the person you love, the person you want to spend the rest of your life with, and not limiting yourself, not having guilt, not having shame, not having to look back on experiences, not coming with extra uh, baggage. It's just us. It's something that's so much worth it. I'm one person who's I'm quite to feel guilty about almost everything. I won't have peace when I'm doing something wrong. So the fact that I'm able to get into a marriage and I'm able to feel pleased with what I'm doing, I'm able to feel okay. I have no guilt, I have no regrets, and not for me, but for others. Like I've had many young people reach out, people that the enemy thought he had in captive, but because of our story, because of our journey, they are reaching out. They want someone's posted like this is a challenge, and I accept this challenge. So just being a part, just being the vessel God can use for His glory is so much worth it, and it's something that the love, the support, and the respect I can trade for anything. So saying worth it is so very much worth it. I don't regret, and I like you don't regret on doing the right thing, but you regret on doing the wrong thing. I can never regret on obeying God and living for Him. Never.
That's very powerful. That's very powerful, and I'm glad that you shared that. So, for me, being a Christian myself, it's very apparent on why you would want to do such a thing, make such a commitment. But what was your personal motivation behind committing to such something so difficult, and it's not so normal? What was your personal conviction? What made you want to do that? And also speak a little bit about your husbands. How were you guys able to not just commit but live up to your commitment?
Okay, so my personal motivation, I would say it was the fear of God. The fear of God has been the guidance and the guideline for my life. So growing up, firstly, it started at having that self-esteem, and I grew among boys, and I saw how girls were being used. I saw how girls were being disrespected, and being someone who respects herself so much and loves to be respected. I just saw myself that this can never be me. Whenever I see, for example, a guy sleep with a girl and be like, whom away, I've slept with this one, just the bad muffling of girls and just saying a lot of things that doesn't represent girls. I just felt like this is for me. Then my church, like they speak a lot about immoralities. They speak a lot about fornication, and they encourage young people to date, young people to stay away from sexual sin. And to a point where we joke in the church and say that the only sin in the church that people know. But that was one thing also. But the major motivation was the fear of God. I just didn't want to do something outside of the word of God, most especially sex outside marriage. Then with my husband, right? Like most people think it was because I started posting about purity that I got a husband. No. So Girls of Destiny Purity Organization was founded 2018. I started my relationship the end of 2015. And getting into that relationship wasn't an easy thing, wasn't something I really wanted to do because I had like I've been always been so strong about sexual purity through the grace of God. I've always asked. It's one of the things I've prayed for more in my life is the grace of purity. So God really gave me that grace to protect my purity. So when I got engaged, or like my husband came back then, our senior partner came in contact with me. I was like, I don't want no relationship. I don't want to be involved with you because I'm a sexual purity girl. I don't want to get involved with anyone who's gonna compromise my purity. And he was like, I too, right? I too am doing the same thing. I don't want anyone who will compromise my purity. I was like, what? Yes, like this is who I am. I'm doing it not for you. I'm doing it for God. I too, I have the fear of God and don't want to compromise. So I got in a relationship with him, and because of his faith, because of his commitment, when God gave me the vision to establish this spiritual organization, like you can be someone of this character and just have girls around you messing up. You have to do something. And when I told him, I was like, Grace, you have to do this. And he ensured that Girls of Destiny started. So he was one of the first set of people that supported, pushed me, and is still pushing me as we are speaking now. He's with the girls. They're planning for 2023 events. He's with the girls. They're having Girls of Destiny meeting. So from the initial states, it was him who supported this idea. It was like, Grace, I'm doing this. So I have a relationship before starting a purity organization, and it just came together. And like I said, it's all God's doing, and this is what He wants young people to do. He said we should seek Him first and all other things. I didn't go seeking a husband. Uh, then wanting to be pure, I was focused on God and doing His will, and He brought me someone of the same character, of the same mindset, and that's what God do, right? He's great.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So it's
Hope I
not just our
answered your
own will.
question.
Yeah, it's not just our own will, but what we're able to, the people that are around us that are able to support us and help us in the process as well. And there is nothing more powerful than being on the same page as your significant other, with you guys aiming for the same goal. I think that's very powerful. And I'm glad that you did the right thing. Like you said, you were able to focus on God first. This first step wasn't to go and find a husband, was to focus on God. And because you did your due diligence by trying to build your personal relationship with God, then you were blessed with a husband so that you can keep falling within His plan for you, His purpose for your life. So that's pretty amazing. Now, the reality is we all aspire to be that. We all want to be that. But how about people who are not necessarily able to, you know, maybe they never encountered the word to be able to obey it by staying sexually pure until marriage, or maybe these people heard the word but they weren't so, as convicted as you might have been to have obeyed it. So what becomes of them after they have crossed that line, if you will? Is there any hope for them? Is there any way they can still live a life that's pleasing to God?
There is hope. Our God is a God of many chances, and we are not condemned because we're in Christ Jesus. So this is one of the reasons we have Grace of Destiny Purity Organization. And when we say purity, most times people think you're talking about virginity. You must be a virgin before you get in Grace of Destiny. And every time we'll be like, this is not a virgin club, this is not a virgin club, this is not a virgin club. And this is not a virgin ministry, this ministry is for everyone. And we use this word purity because we are intentional about the things we say at Voice of Destiny. So we're using purity because we want people to know that God said we should come. He said, kind of settle the matter. You're kind of talking together. Say, though you have done all of the wrong things, though your sin may be as red as scarlet, as well as crimson, God can turn you to be white. He can bring you back to be as wool. He can make you clean. He can make you different. So Christ, the blood of Jesus came and died that we may have redemption. He came as a means to bridge the gap between us and God. So whatever thing we have in our heart is the devil that keeps us condemned, the devil that makes us feel like we are too terrible, we have done the wrong thing, and therefore we cannot come back to God. But we should know that God is open. He wants us to always, He's the God of many chances, and He wants us to always come to Him. So there is hope. No one is condemned. It was by the grace of God we made it, and we give all the glory to God. It's not by our strength, it's not by our power, nothing we can boast of because continuous fasting and praying. We spent 7 years together, and from the initial stage was fasting and praying for the grace of purity. Not because we were strong enough from boundaries to boundaries to boundaries. We went to boundaries until recently my husband was laughing at me like, Grace, you even went to shaking hands. I said, yes. So like, even shaking hands and all Gracie went to like so as we pray and every time we get closer because when you love somebody you are vulnerable to that person. It takes the grace of God to keep you from falling. So from branches to branches and branches. So now wherever you think you have gone, you are not condemned, you are not lost, you can come back. The thing is when we allow the enemy to condemn us to the place where we feel like we cannot get back to God, we cannot live for God anymore. That's the point He takes charge of our life. So there is no condemnation of those that are in Christ Jesus. Once you come back and say, Lord, I've done you wrong, I've gone against your will, I want to live a sexually pure life. God is there. There are resources because of destiny. We're here and you can still live a fulfilled life in Christ Jesus. Or sexual purity lifestyle despite whatever you have done. God is not counting that, He's counting your willingness to come back to Him.
Now, very, very much well said. So, as far as your organization, for people who have crossed that line, are you guys mixing them with people who maybe are virgins? Are they in the same group, and you're trying to mentor them now, moving forward to be sex, to abstain from sex? Is that the plan, or are you guys having separate groups of people, one that have crossed the line but still want to do the right thing, and then others that are have never crossed that line? How do you go about dealing with all these people that are aiming for the same objective?
So we have everyone together, and the reason is simple. We don't want to cause segregation. We don't want people feeling superior. We don't want people feeling separated. So like I tell them I'm not invested in their sexual life, their past. Yes, I know what have happened, but we God is going to settle that. We counsel you, mentor you, and we go about prayers and everything. But we are not going to say, "Oh, you stay so," and only virgin soul. No, we come together as one with the goal of purity because we don't want to feel that one person is suffering more than the other. You may be a virgin, you may be suffering more than even someone who have gone astray.
Right, right. Very well said. Very well said. So tell me, just the last conversation about Girls of Destiny Purity Organization. How exactly has it been running an institution like with such a very unique mission? How do you guys overcome your challenges, not just with yourself as the leader, but with the people that you're leading? How do you overcome the challenges that they're facing? Because I'm sure each individual has their own personal attacks that they get, people telling them what you're doing is impossible. How do you keep them encouraged? And have you ever had people go astray? And how did that encourage or discourage you?
Wow, there are so many challenges because of destiny faced. And interestingly, like we currently we have I still have the girls over. We are still having meetings, and all of the challenges came out with just not too long. And some people telling me they felt discouraged when others come to them and tell them that this thing is not possible, what you're doing is not possible. And that have been the what is not possible was one of my greatest motivation to maintain my purity till marriage. Not possible because as I heard too much is not possible till I told God, you are possible, you make things possible. This you must make possible. So there have been challenges. The girls have gone astray. I've gotten weak. I've cried. I've been accused. I've been like there are so many challenges that have happened. and some of the girls are going astray. They will turn around and try to recruit others. Oh, this is Grace's own initiative. Don't be, you stay behind Grace, but then you're still doing there, and it's not possible. Because you're fooling you, and especially with being in a relationship and having a sexual purity group, like the fact that you have a relationship, all the people think is you're engaged into sexual activities. No matter how you explain, no matter how you live your life, you are always being accused. And the girls have been discouraged. Like most, not too long, they were telling me they have been discouraged. Some of them have been discouraged by those that went astray, by families and friends, uh, and it's just normal for doing something like this because this is the devil have engaged and engaged out the minds of young people into sexual sin. He had make it look so beautiful, and it's like this is what should be happening, the wrong thing. So coming and telling the devil no, this is the right thing, and recruiting people, you find too many challenges, too many things happening. So it's only prayers and focus on God and the goal that we want to achieve that have carried me through and continue to carry us through in our journey. And I'm so glad that He's bringing more girls on board who's more passionate, has more zeal than myself. And I'm so happy just seeing them and seeing all of the plans they are putting together for 2023. Just get ready. We're coming to you soon. 2023 is Spark with Grace of Destiny activities, and this month make us 6 years of existence. And since our establishment, we are grateful and gladly we have worked with girls through that 6 years. And those ones we started with as virgins, they are still virgins. Those ones I became, and in that process, and they themselves decided to share their story. So watch our girls of destiny will be sharing their story. They will be coming out boldly, not afraid, not ashamed. It won't be that only Grace know how to talk about purity. You'll see the girls themselves talking about purity and telling their story. This was one of the major things they point out today. Like they want to share their story and how they have been impacted. So these are some of the things after the challenges God Himself is showing out greatly. And 2023 is going to be a great year of sexual influence in Liberia. We are all in for it.
Nice, nice, awesome. So, trying to transition into your for-profit business, Genezer Snacks, and still speaking about challenges. I know personally part of the reason that you started that business had to do with the challenges you face with the Girls of Destiny Purity organization as far as funding. Running a nonprofit is never easy, right? So, how were you able to take that vision and with the mindset to sustain it for the better and transition into the Genezer Snacks business?
Okay, so interestingly, Tunisia Snacks started as a means to support, like we've been talking about purity and purity, and our culture, our society don't, you want to find support that easily. My family had, I'm not the only child, and they have their own responsibilities. So extracurricular activities won't be fully supported by your families and your parents. My parents usually support, they will support your school and the other needs, but other things you want, you won't get it because you're not the only person obviously in your family. And because of that, I was in school. I went to school outside of Montserrat in my GB. I needed to help with ground flares, transportation. Sometimes I'll miss the school bus. I have exact transportation. So I needed to do something, and I'm a snacks lover, peanuts most especially. So while doing it, I started first with Girls of Destiny snacks and business, and I decided, okay, I need to do something on my own also to help myself. So being someone who loves snacks, I started selling on campus, selling popcorn, cookies, candies, and everything. So when my first night I couldn't see I was doing the Corona time, and I just decided to try it out from online, and that was hard. I started doing Chinese snacks, and when I did it, it came out nicely. I some of the girls and we created it, and that was how Chinese snacks started. As a brand that will help young girls to know the fact that Chinese snacks continues to run is a reminder that you can do it. You don't have to sleep with any man to get money. You don't have to become vulnerable. You don't have to do things outside of the way because of finances. You can use your hands. You can get money.
Let's not talk all the great things yet. So we'll take a short break and we'll be right back. But keep all that for because we still have to talk about your business and how you're able to allow young women use their hands so that they're not dependent on men. So we'll be right back. We're taking a short break. We'll be back.
Okay.
Ah, lucky ball.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of Liberia and to the republic for which it stands. One nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I don't know. Listen. Mama Liberia, you will rise again. And more your friend and you will shine again. Yeah. Nobody will look down on you again. I prophesy to you, you will regain your dignity again. All hill, Liberia hill. Red, white, and blue is where I represent for sure. This new land of liberty shall long be for all of us. And I'm talking about one person, all of us. History said you been the cornerstone of Africa. You been a safe place when the free slave came back to Africa. That green pepper coast. Hey, Mama Liberia. I can't wait to see you taking over Africa. We got the power to do it, man. You are lifted. See your children, look at how they gifted. You gave birth to the first African war best, the first female president. Plus, so French. We get lawyer, doctor, we get engineer. In our school, we get qualified teacher, teaching there 24 hours safe drinking water. We get.
Hello, my name is Grace Chomagaba, founder of Destiny Creative Organization and owner at Chinese Snacks. You are watching the 1847 show. The 1847 show celebrates you, me, and all things Liberian. Follow the 1847 show on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. The 1847 show, all things Liberian.
Hello, I'm Miss Edna, brand ambassador, Peace TV. Are you in search of an online TV to screen your programs live? Or are you worried about your friends and loved ones not being able to see or witness your program? No worries, because Peace TV got you covered. We at Peace TV help your loved ones and friends to see features of your programs on all social media platforms. Our services are of good qualities and very affordable. We render the following services: still pictures, video promotion, talk show hosting, live wedding coverage, funeral services, and so much more. So what are you waiting for? Book us today and have a memorable experience, because at Peace TV, we are the beacon to the public.
Welcome back to the 1847 show. I'm your host, Prince Larmin Jarbo, and this is season 1, episode 1, which is part of a series called Social Entrepreneurs. This series highlights the efforts of changemakers who have found innovative solutions to solving problems that affect our nation today. And some of these problems we're discussing with our guest here today, Mrs. Grace Seigbeh. Welcome back, Grace.
Thank you, Prince. Thank you. Thank you for the commercials. I saw trending so nice among them. Thank you.
Of course. And thank you for your cooperation to sending those as well. We want to not only interview you, this platform is meant to promote businesses and promote the work of change makers, and you fit that category perfectly. So, of course. And if you have any other promotional items, feel free to send those in as well. We can always swipe it out. Um, so, first question for you: how has it been running a business that is not just within schools at your schools, but now it's turned into a national business almost? How has that been?
Okay, so running Janice's Snacks has been a roller coaster, and it's more about learning daily about what you want to do. And I always tell myself that, Grace, this is something for the future. This is something for your that you don't just want now to it, that your children can inherit it. So take your time, do it the way you feel necessary, learn more. And it's more about reaching out at the moment, reaching out, trying out new things, taking all of the business knowledge possible that I can. So starting Janice's nursing being where just it's more about learning through the process that where we decide to be in the nearest future will be there. But now it's more about learning the business, learning about what is working, what is not working. And I know that as I go through this phase of this business, I can reach my end desire very soon. I know I'll always grow, but to where I want to be, till I get there, it's more about learning the process and reaching out, trying out new things, challenging myself. It's more about challenges, telling myself that I reach out to this business person, I reach out to this mentor, I reach out to this store. They must have my product, and just trying out something that if this work, okay, this is working. If this didn't work, try something new.
Awesome, awesome. So on this series, right, we're trying to find people who are change makers, but that are entrepreneurs. So social entrepreneurs. You're looking for social problems that affect our country, and you're trying to find solutions. So one of the solutions that I know your institution, Geneseo Snack specifically, is helping to find solutions to is the influx of expired goods on the Liberian market, specifically food products. What other social problems since the establishment of Geneseo Snacks have you guys been able to solve or at least bring awareness to?
Okay, thank you for mentioning that. As what you just mentioned about having a spiral goals, that's still one of the things that brought our attention to snacks business, because before you made up your mind, or before you look, like we had over 80% of snacks, right? Most of the snacks that come within our country, most of them sometimes they expire, sometimes they're not healthy as it should be because of the amount of time it takes for it to get imported and be distributed to the various stores or supermarkets, or even to reach us, the consumers. So it is important that we have freshly healthy snacks on our library market. So all of Genesis snacks and all of the snacks companies, it is important that we value that aspect of it, having freshly made snacks for consumption of the Liberian society, and also the importation of young people. Uh, it is good to have businesses, for businesses that have the mindset to empower young people, or inspire. Can I use that word? Inspire young people that is possible. Like what I do, or what we do at Genesis Snacks, I just it to use our business as an inspiration to the other young people. And I've seen a lot. I've seen young people wish out, oh, I like how Genesis Night is going. You're always at this place, you're always on this selling this, you're always doing this, and I love to be a part, I love to learn, I want to do this as an inspiration, right? That you can take the littlest of things, right? Be creative, something that is small and use it, transform it. People really up to now, people can't believe that oh I'm doing that snacks like because that peanuts usually come from outside of Liberia. So like you make this in Liberia, you make this in Liberia, yeah, this is from Liberia. So like wow, Liberians can do great things. That's an inspiration. So Janisa Snacks is inspiring Liberians that things that are made outside can be made here and that you can use your hands and do things that is profitable, not just anything, things that can make you less vulnerable. I know how vulnerable most of our Liberian girls are. I am working with girls. I know how vulnerable it can be. Your body becomes the remedy for your problems. So the fact that you can have something that will inspire young people to do better, to become less vulnerable, I take pride in it, and I'm so grateful that I'm able to use our business like I tell people I don't joke with my business in a sense. You can disrespect my snipes business because I've seen how I've been alleviated from vulnerability easily because of my snipes. I don't have to reach the millions of dollars, but I don't beg people. I can come and be begging you for something I'm able to afford. I won't allow you to abuse me because of 5, 10, 20, for any amount of money because I'm able to sit one place and pay snacks that can give me as much money as I want to do with anything I want to do. So that's one thing I think I'm high on. That's one thing we're able to achieve to inspire people to take responsibility of their own life and become less vulnerable.
So to inspire people and also to have people who are independent. So in that regard, how many people have your business employed or either part-time or full-time that they have been able to not only work for you and learn, but also make some money to help themselves as well? How many people?
So, so what we do, like working with the girls, because I work usually with the girls. So I usually say most of my girls are Chinese as nice, how you call it, workers in the sense that when Chinese snacks started as a means of learning process. So we have girls that doing the same business permanently that they are into snacks business. One is Saraya, another is Anita. She's doing the same snacks and burning it as well and doing it for school. Janice also is doing it. So it's mostly within the girls that I worked with. And so I give all of them like the chance and the opportunity to learn what I do and be able to empower themselves. So you have Tunisia nights or you have Phoenix nights more available now, more around because you have more than 10, 15 girls that have benefited from the trainings and that are able to do it on their own. And a lot of people have come directly and others have learned online. But mostly it's with the girls that I work with, train them, and most of them have their own snacks businesses.
Yeah.
That's
So
how we, yeah.
awesome. So empowering and training girls is amazing, right? But not what's happening, like you explained, is they're going on their own, they're creating their own businesses and doing things for themselves, which is amazing. So you have essentially what's happening is more competition is coming into the market, and aside from the people that you are training, the people that you are empowering, I know there are many other young people or even adults who are into the same snack business. So how has your business been able to flourish in the midst of all this competition? What do you do that's different from the other businesses, like your approaches, and how are you able to still make profit and still relevant?
So uh, my network, and I'm a trained entrepreneur, and continuously being trained. So I see competition differently, and I have a target market that I know my competitors don't easily reach. And I know my business strategy is more about the network that I have, and the kind of a people and kind of a place I want my business to be in. So I'm not focusing really on the local. Yes, we have the local markets and things. For our targets, bigger events, bigger contracts, weddings, and things like that. And I have people that I work directly with, like the Jabos Foundation or Project Change. There are people who, when I'm having events or they're having events, they order snacks and things like that. So for my network, and I reach out to people that I know will make my business more advancing, more how can I say, on top of competition, because I know the markets and I know the kind of a snacks I do. I know how easily it is sold, other than just being around.
Nice. That's fair. That's fair. So a different approach to your business model for sure. Um, that's awesome. So now that you are established, what are plans, especially coming into the new year? What are some plans that your business have that's going to help keep the business moving, or new targets that you have this year to keep staying in business?
So Tunisia snacks, we have a one major plan. We have other plans for our major plan right now, like complete, because we already started. We complete our two major plans actually. One is to complete our packaging. We started packaging already since last year, and it went well accepted. So complete our packaging, because we have new package that haven't been launched yet, that haven't been on the market, that I still have, will be launched very soon. And after that is done, the next thing is to have our snacks bar. That's the major plan now for Jennifer Family of Snacks Bar. That's one thing we're working on. And let's see how it goes from there, but that's one thing. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So we're coming near close here, but I want to give you an opportunity, right, to speak to young. Firstly, let's speak to the group, the audience, because we're talking to two different audiences. We're talking to people who are trying to perfect or groom their personal relationship with God, with their sexual purity journey. So I want you to be able to speak to them personally, encourage them if they're going through that journey, and then also we're going to take the time to speak to people who are young entrepreneurs that are coming up like yourself, that need to be independent, especially as women. Speak to them and encourage them. What are things they need to do? What are things they need to be mindful of, so that when they get to where you are, for example, they can probably have achieved the same as you or even more, because now they have people that are giving them those advice. So yeah, floor is yours.
Okay. All right. So, firstly, to my sweetest heart, my darlings, girls, and to the guys listening, uh, for you, in order to reach, like, we are all sexual beings. We're all attacked by the enemies to get engaged into sexual relationship outside of marriage. The devil have made it seem normal. It is not your fault if we all struggle with sexual desire, sexual sin. But if you're looking for a place, if you're looking for somewhere where you can help people reach their goal of living a sexual pure lifestyle, or if you're looking for a means or a community of people that can help you reach that goal, Choice of Destiny Purity Organization is here for you. We are here for you. We're here to help you. We are family. Like I tell them, no big, no small. You see my body, we is small. Everybody, we equal. In a sense where we are open, we'll have fun, we will laugh together, and we love each other's company. And we're accountability partners. We're here to support, encourage you, make you feel at home, and I'm always joking, laughing, and just entertaining them. But yes, we pray for you and the girls. They're active this year, and I love their plans for this year. So you want to be a part of Girls of Destiny plans activities for 2023. So we're open if you're from the church and you want for us to talk to your church leadership, your church youth, you're from an organization want to partner for sexual purity events, Christ of Destiny Purity Organization, we're available, we're here for you. And just hit us up, tell us, inform us, we're here to partner. Also, for those young people that want to that are entrepreneurs or want to take on the step of entrepreneurship, one thing I encourage you is learning. Learn about what you want to do. It's important. It's very important that you learn about what you want to do. Because of the kind of knowledge you have in what you want to do, it gives you less competition, not competition, but it gives you less level of failure, and it reduces your number of mistakes you made. And sometimes we feel like, why are you just looking at things? I'm like, I already know this is how it should go or it will go, and I've learned about these things, so I'm not rushing to make the mistakes. So learn as much as you can. I'm a member of the Yali Network. I'm a Mandela Washington Fellow, and I'm also part of the Nancy Academy. So there are many entrepreneurs program that you can learn, join it, learn about what you want to do, this specific thing. And entrepreneurship is not limited to facing grumpy or candy or going on the fire. No, entrepreneurship is broad. It's more than that. The knowledge, the skills you have within you, you can turn it into a business. You can turn it into something that earns money, that gives you income, some kind of level of income generation. Don't limit it to selling a product, services. If you're able to learn, you're able to write thesis. Thesis writing is one of the things I personally make money from. I write students graduating universities theses, and there are so many things to entrepreneurship that we shouldn't limit it to having just some kind of product in your hands, some kind of skill you have teaching. You can teach, you can start your series, you're a good public speaker. All of these things can help you in your entrepreneurship journey or your entrepreneur journey. Don't limit yourself, please. Don't limit yourself like, oh, because I don't have a product to sell, so I cannot become an entrepreneur. You can do a service, you can do cleaning, washing, whatever you can do that has some monetary value and helps society. Most importantly, do it. You can reach there. I trust the potential of young Liberians. I know that we're a great set of people. When we put our minds to doing something, we do it, and we do it perfectly. So because Liberians are great people, our young people, they are great people. You are not limited, and if you have God in it, you're good to go.
Awesome, awesome. So, where can people find your products for Janizo Snacks? I know personally you're also on Easy Market where they can order online and so on. But what supermarkets across the country they can go and buy your products if they're interested?
So you can get your Niso snacks firstly from Grace Choma Baba or Janizo Snacks, our page on Instagram, Facebook. You can order from us. You can order also. You can visit the exclusive supermarket Yelebe Junction, and you can go to the Right Choice in Concordia and also Right Choice at Benson Street. We we're still trying to reach out to other supermarkets, and we're still settling our package. When it's settled and done, we reach out so as much as we can. We're still in negotiation with other supermarkets, but yeah, exclusive and Right Choice for now.
Awesome, awesome. So, you have a quote here that I'm going to read, and I want you to just tell us why that quote. And you said it was one of your favorite quotes. So, it says, I believe we can reach our full potential if we are provided the right resources, mentorship, and opportunities. And of course, this is your quote, Grace Chorma, at the time Baba, but now Seigbeh. So why that quote and what does it mean?
So it's best.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. So this quote, it means a lot to me because personally in my journey, I've been opportunity to be mentor, and I've had resources available to me that have helped me reach this far in my life. And I'm encouraging everyone and using this quote as a motivation that I believe we all have greatness. I believe we all have potential, and we all have some goals that we want to achieve. But we cannot achieve our full potential. We cannot reach that full goal if we don't have the opportunities, available resources. We don't have the mentorship. We don't have people like you. So because we need all of those people, we need mentors, we need coaches, we need the support, not just the individual. We need the support. We need the right resources available to us. And sometimes those resources are available, but our eyes aren't open to. That's why mentors are important, coaches are important, because they are available resources. Like one of the girls said today in our meeting, like Voice of Destiny exposes you to opportunities that are there but that you didn't know was there. So we don't reinvent opportunities, they're all there, but your eyes are closed. We help open your eyes to those opportunities. So that's how, if in order to reach your full potential, you need people that will tell you this is available to you. These are resources you can use. You want to be a medical doctor, you want to be a lawyer, you are a young activist. These are opportunities, travel opportunities, opportunities you can use to improve yourself, and build your career, build your CV. It's all there, but you need people, the right people. So as a young person, if you are following people, stop following, focusing on celebrities that are not, that do not align with your personal goals, who you want to become. Start following people who can help you reach what you want to be. That way, you will quickly reach your goal. So that quote is important to me. That quote is important to me because it has helped me personally to look for mentors, to reach out to people that can help me reach my full potential.
Awesome. So it all goes on the line of do not try to reinvent the wheel. There are people who have been there before you, who have done things before you have. So why go and try to learn all those things over again and then waste time, waste risking, making mistakes that people have already learned from? So don't try to reinvent the wheel. If this is your first time in this business, entrepreneurship, or in your sexual purity journey, you're not the first person to do it. Sorry to break the news to you, but you're not the first. There have been billions of people, not even millions, but billions of people who have gone before. So try to learn from the mistakes, the experiences of others, which is what the quote is implying. Seek mentorship, and those people will make available those resources and opportunities to you to make the right choice. So, very powerful take. At this time, I want to talk a little bit about the next phase of the interview. So, once you're interviewed on the show, how the series works is we have our interviews with each individual party, and then at the end of the series, we have our dialogue. So you're going to be invited again with the dialogue. So we have about 5 interviews between now and the end of January, actually 4. And the dialogue is going to be the fifth session where we invite all these people that we're interviewing in January to talk about the theme, which is social entrepreneurship. And the discussion for that, for this time specifically, since you guys are not just entrepreneurs, but also nonprofit founders, we're going to be speaking on feminism. What is that like? How can we promote feminism in our businesses? How can we promote feminism in in our organizations and all that. So that's coming up, and I'll give you more detail about the dialogues. But instead of it just being a one-on-one session, it's going to be a session of me and 4 other people, including yourself, where we're just going to talk. Right. The intent is to talk about issues that affect our country, and then within those discussions, find solutions. Right. That's what we really want to highlight. It's not just we can all talk, we can all identify problems, but the best of all, the change makers are the ones who find solutions and implement those solutions. So the dialogue is truly intended at that, not just talking about problems that affect our country, but also identifying solutions and trying as a group, as people who have, done something to maybe, propel and do more and help our country at the end. But This pretty much concludes our interview. Just want to give you the floor the last time. If there's anything you want to say to the audience watching, to your people, your audiences from the Girls of Destiny to Purity organization or Genesis Snacks, the floor is yours. Just any last words.
Okay. Firstly, let me say thank you, Mr. Jabo. Thank you for this opportunity to be the first guest on this 1847 show. And all things Liberian, as well Liberian, I know that it's all things Liberian we're discussing, and the important part of our nation, the young people of Liberia matters. And as we start this show, may it inspire and motivate the young people to do better, to continue being great and amazing as they are, and that this show will continue. It's my prayer that this show will reach millions of people, that will go forward and the life of young people will be transformed, and people will be inspired to do the right thing because of the wonderful guests you have who are living exemplary lifestyle, and they are great influencers to our Liberian society. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you for having me again.
Of course, of course. And to everyone watching, you've been watching the 1847 show. I was your host, Prince Larmin Jarbo, and this has been season 1, episode 1. And then next Saturday is going to be episode 2. So every week, our weekly streams are going to be episodes. So this is episode 1. And like she said, she's been our first guest. Very glad to have had you. I personally respect you a lot, and I think you're doing amazing work. Part of the reason I wanted to make it my priority to set the pace, to set the example for great people to come on this platform. And I believe you're one of those great individuals aspiring for greatness. So keep up what you're doing. There are a lot of millions of young girls that are going to benefit from what you do. Even after you are done, or maybe you retire, there will be still people benefiting from what you do. So keep up the good work. And again, to everyone, follow the page, like the page. You've been watching the 1847 show. And until next Saturday, take care and have a good rest of your day.
Lucky ball.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of Liberia and to the republic for which it stands. One nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I don't know. Listen. Mama Liberia, you will rise again. And more your friend and you will shine again. Yeah. Nobody will look down on you again. I prophesy to you, you will regain your dignity again. All hill, Liberia hill. Red, white, and blue is where I represent for sure. This rural land of liberty shall long be for all of us. And I'm talking about one person, all of us. History said you been the cornerstone of Africa. You been a safe place when the free slave came back to Africa. That green pepper ghost. Hey, Mama Liberia, I can't wait to see you taking over Africa. You ain't got the power to do it, man, you are lifted. See your children, look at how they gifted. You gave birth to the first African war best, the first female president. Plus so fresh. We get lawyer, doctor, we get engineer. In our school, we get qualified teacher, teaching there 24 hours safe drinking water, we get current.
Hello, my name is Grace Choma Baba, founder of Girls of Destiny Purity organization and owner at Genesis Snacks. You are watching the 1847 show. The 1847 show celebrates you, me, and all things Liberian. Follow the 1847 show on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. The 1847 show, all things Liberian.
Hello, I'm Miss Edna, brand ambassador, Peace TV. Are you in search of an online TV to screen your programs live? Or are you worried about your friends and loved ones not being able to see or witness your program? No worries, because Peace TV got you covered. We at Peace TV help your loved ones and friends to see features of your programs on all social media platforms. Our services are of good qualities and very affordable. We render the following services: still pictures, video promotion, talk show hosting, live wedding coverage, funeral services, and so much more. So what are you waiting for? Book us today and have a memorable experience, because at Peace TV, we are the beacon to the public.